Welcome to Over 50 So What? The show designed especially for us 8 million Australians over the age of 50. I'm Carol. With COVID, bushfires and recently floods, it's been challenging to stay positive and optimistic. We chat again to Victor Perton, the Chief Optimism Officer, to get some more tips. If you're a regular and you enjoy watching the 5-minute fitness segment, please make today the first day to join in, even if you do it sitting down. You'll definitely feel better afterwards. We do like to let you know different things you can try. We've done gyrotonics, square dancing, and zip lining. Today we're going to find out more about Qoya with Liz from Sunranges Qoya. Hi Victor, welcome back to Over 50 So What? Great to have you back on the show.
Oh, look, Carol, you just lift the community with your effervescence and your questions and the people you have on this show. So it is just an honor and a privilege to join you, Carol.
Yeah, last time we spoke, we had a really good laugh about how laughter is good to making you more optimistic, and we touched on that optimism makes you healthy. So can you go through, elaborate a bit more this time on the benefits to your health for being more optimistic?
Yeah, so look, the big study was published about 4 years ago with the American military, Harvard and Boston University. And what was interesting in that study was that optimism is the key to healthy longevity. And there's been a number of studies that have followed that up that have reinforced it. In terms of living a long and healthy life, on average, optimists live longer. The Vienna Medical School also did a fantastic study, Carol, on sleep and optimism. And, it won't surprise your viewers that optimists sleep better. You put your anxieties, in the box till tomorrow. But the Vienna Medical School was really interesting that they thought the most effective intervention to make yourself more optimistic is a wonderful practice called My Best Self. And it's a visualization, imagining exercise. And you can take a glass of whiskey or a glass of wine or a cup of tea and spend 5 to 10 minutes fantasizing about yourself in 5 years' time. Imagine everything goes right with your health and your relationships, and just imagine yourself in 5 years' time. And then you spend 10 minutes journaling about a day in your life. Who are you going to have breakfast with? Will you be at home, or will you be at work, or will you be in Vienna? And at the end of the 10 minutes, you can put it away in your drawer. You can go for a walk. You don't need to share it with anyone. The scientific evidence says just doing the exercise lifts you. And we recommend you do it every 3 months.
We've talked about anxiety and depression and sleep and longevity. So there's other health benefits like cardiovascular and blood pressure.
Yeah, and the habits we shared last time was just, one of them is just smiling more. It's so easy to do, but so easy to forget. Just smiling more makes you feel better. And then laughter, as we said, there's cardiovascular benefits. The reason it's so important, Carol, is that 1 in 7 Australians is now on an antidepressant, and nearly half of them have been on it for more than 2 years. People have got to use these things to help them and to help others. Now, you can't help everyone, right? There are people who are clinically depressed, they need medication. But most people who are being put on antidepressants and anti-anxiety drugs are being put on it for the natural fears of life. Kids doing VCE, widows and widowers who've lost a husband, divorcees, where these are the normal stresses of life. So what we've got to help people with, and we've even got a group at the Centre for Optimism working on grief and optimism. And one of the leaders in that group is a woman who lost her son, 18-year-old son, in a car accident, a year ago. But she has turned her grief into something positive to help other people work their way through grief. It's unnatural to lose a son or a husband or a wife without suffering grief, without feeling sad. But sadness, like happiness, is natural. Optimism teaches you that after that, things will work out.
Now, Victor, what is the difference between optimism and being positive?
when you think of positive thinking, it's often associated with, there's a silver lining in every dark cloud. Out of tragedy will come, opportunity. And it's not the case, and oftentimes it's the wrong thing. If you think about a friend whose husband has died or a child has died or the like, and you're sitting with them, right? You don't want to be saying, there's a silver lining in this. You want to let that person talk. You want to, if you're going to steer the conversation, steering them to thoughts of positivity and those positive memories. Optimism is rooted in reality. It's a belief that things will work out in the end. Positive thinking tends to be more about, there's an opportunity that comes out of everything that goes wrong.
So how do we stay optimistic in a world of crisis?
Yeah, no, really good question. And, I come from a refugee family from Lithuania and Latvia, so I'm drawn to the news on the Ukraine and what's happening in the Ukraine. Zelensky, who is the ultimate in infectiously optimistic leaders, but realistic, did a wonderful video recently, and he narrates the video and he showed it on CNN, and it was, "This was my home," and it shows a missile going through a house, and "this was my grandfather," and there's imagery of a dead body. And then he pauses and he says, "But what the Russians don't understand is we're going to build a new Ukraine." And Fareed Zakaria was astonished. He said, "You're living this every day. How can you stay so positive, so optimistic?" And Zelensky said to him, "It's because I believe in people." So one of the really important things is maintaining that faith in people. Understanding that most people are good. Your question was, how can we stay optimistic? The number one trick is to surround ourselves with optimistic people, Carol.
So can you tell us about the Australian Leadership Project then?
It came out of my history of work in the United States and globally, where it didn't matter where I went. Every time, people think of Australia and Australians, they think of us optimistically. So when I came back to Australia, I was mystified by the negativity of language, Carol, around leadership. In a country that is so prosperous, people are somehow being taught this lie that they're being hard done by. So rather than complain about the complainers, we interviewed 2,500 people on the qualities of Australian leadership, Carol. And the three qualities that exemplify the Australian leader: one is egalitarianism, self-effacing humour, and thirdly, no bullshit plain speaking. At the end of the project, I was still bewildered as to why people are so negative. And then my eureka moment came in 2017. The problem is not the problem of leadership. The problem is the fog of pessimism. And, I'm just trying to do my little bit by helping people to focus on what makes them optimistic and to help them spread optimism to those around them.
Now, do you have any closing comments for the viewers of how to look forward to the future more optimistically?
Yeah, look, it's as I said, it's quite simple. You've just got to remember that phrase: all shall be well, all shall be well, all shall be well. And always remember, whatever is going wrong, the sun still rises in the morning, you've still got friends. And if you can, one of the things I love to do, Carol, you see that image behind me. I love to get up in the morning and watch that early light before the sun rises. Some people like the sunset. I love that yellow and orange you get as the sun's coming up and reflecting off clouds.
Well, on that note, we'll have to finish, and thank you so much for coming on the show. You've got heaps of resources that people can access. You've got your books, you've got your courses, you've got your habits, and everyone can jump online and grab those off you. Thanks so much, Victor.
Thanks, Karen. As I said, they can actually get a free subscription to the Centre for Optimism. So they just go Centre for Optimism, where it says join up. There's actually a free option there. Most of our activities are actually free. So there's lots of opportunities to help to make yourself and other people more optimistic.
Well, thanks again, Victor. We'll see you again, I'm sure.
I look forward to it, Carol. Maybe we do it next time, next year.
Get on your feet, walk on the spot, do a clap. You know you'll love this. Great for your body, great for your mind. And today we've got with us the fabulous Faye, who's going to show us some chair alternatives. So if you can't quite get on your feet, please do it in your chair. All right, first move, we're going heel, 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 heel. That's it, heel, 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 heel. So 2 to the side. If you want to do a clap, go ahead. Otherwise, just focus on the heel. Heel, 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 heel. We're outdoors in the open, in the fresh air, enjoying the local park. So make sure you get out in the park as much as you can. All right, now we're going to take a knee lift to the front. We're going to do 2 each leg. Knee, 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 knee. So it's a double knee lift, a double knee lift. That's it. If you can, just take your opposite hand down to tap that knee. Doesn't matter if you make any mistakes. You're just doing your own bit of interpretive movement. Couple more. And walk. Clap. If you can, get your knees up nice and high. If you want to walk around the room, just watch out for any cords, any mats, any animals. All right, we're going to a single heel. Heel, 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 heel. Heel, 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 heel. That's it, heel. Easy peasy. See, even sitting in a chair you can do this. It's going to give you more energy. Now we're going to do single knee lift. Knee, 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 knee. Good for your balance. And touch. That's it. Five minutes a day and you're on your way. And 4, 3, 2, and walk. Now here's a good one for your brain. We're going to do single knee, heel, single knee. So we go heel, heel, knee, knee. Heel, say it with me. Knee, knee. Heel, heel, knee, knee. Heel, heel, knee, knee. And if you can, put the hands in, go for it. Whoops. See, even I can make mistakes. And walk. All right, we're going back to the double heel. Ready? Let's do it. Heel, 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 heel. You know what's coming next, don't you? Yes. Knee, 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 knee. That's it. Yes. And every time you do this, you'll get better at it. And walk. Shall we give it one more go? Heel, heel, knee, knee. Yes? Okay, let's do it. Heel, heel, knee, knee. Heel, heel, knee, knee. Yay! Well done, everybody. 5 minutes a day. That's it. On the bucket list today, we're looking at something you might like to try. It's called Qoya. It was first developed in 2009 in New York. And we're going to meet the lovely founder of Sunranges Qoya, Liz Reichard.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for coming, Kel.
Now, I know nothing about Qoya, so can you tell us a bit about the background of how it all eventuated?
Well, so Qoya was started by an American woman, and she's basically combined every kind of dance modality that she knows into one class. It is a free dance class, and it's not about what it looks like, it's all about what it feels like. So as you go through the class, I give directions about the kinds of movement to make, but they are an invitation only. And the way you know that you're doing Qoya right is that it feels good to you.
Now, Qoya comes from an old Quechuan, is it, from Peru?
Ancient Peruvian word, which means queen, but not queen like the queens of Europe, but like queen like an empowered, strong woman. So my women who come, and I call myself, we call ourselves Qoyas.
Ah, nice. So it's all about the empowerment of women.
Absolutely, yes.
So can you tell us what happens in a class?
So we all gather together in a circle, and I start with an acknowledgement to country, and then we start with a grounding exercise so that everyone can land. And then I do my introduction about the class so people understand what we're actually going to do during the class. And then we pick a card from around our altar, and we get to do our first share about why that's the perfect card for us today. And then we start moving. So we start slowly with intention setting, then we circle through our whole bodies, then we open our hearts, then we open our hips, then we get to do a little bit of yoga, then we do a shadow contrast dance, then we do a we shake first, then we do a choreographed dance, and then we free dance.
Ah.
And then stretch and shavasana at the end.
How did you find Qoya and then bring it to Australia?
Oh, it was here already.
It was in Australia already?
I found it. There was another teacher who was teaching here in Richmond, and I did some of her classes, and it helped me so much. I was going through a breakthrough myself, and I was very low with depression at the time. And Qoya helped me to get out of my head and back into my body and to feel what was going on and to dance with those emotions and to move through them. So I added Qoya as an extra element in with the doctors that I was seeing, the medication that I was taking. This was something that I added to my toolkit, and I believe helped my recovery tenfold.
So it's obviously great for mental health and depression and stress and all that. What other benefits can people expect?
It stops the monkey mind. You stop being up here in your head, and you start to feel and be in your body more. So many of us don't know how to stop thinking. And so many have trouble with meditation and think that meditation is just sitting there and going, Om. Qoya is another way of getting you to silence the mind and feel into your body. And there's something beautiful about moving your body just for the sake of movement, not for any other purpose whatsoever, just because it feels good.
You've been doing Qoya for?
Oh, probably 4 years, about 4 years.
And what do you get out of it?
Oh my gosh, I get back in my body. I get out of my head and back in this glorious body.
So what happens in your head normally?
Lots of thinking, lots of overanalyzing.
So how often do you do it?
I used to practice on my own in my bedroom.
Oh, okay.
And now being able to come to Liz's amazing classes is just a real treat. I was doing it with Rochelle Sheik, the founder, with her recorded classes online.
From New York?
And then wanted to get into a community to do it, wanted to actually be in a room with other women when I did it. And the beautiful thing is that you actually don't need to know the people that you're dancing with to feel that deep connection. Well, that's the experience that I've had anyway.
So can you explain that when you get here and you've got all these things happening in your mind from your working day or your family life, and you come in here and then you do the class, how do you transform at the end of the class?
So I think what it does is, when it takes you back into your body, then for me, I tap back into the memories. There's a remembering that happens, that I've got everything I need within me. And so then I go back out into the world expanded and able to take that to the people around me and share that with them. So heart expanded, and yeah, I'm excited for you to experience that. And see what that feels like.
too. Now, for anyone who's a bit older, 50 or 60, and they might have a dodgy knee or a dodgy neck, or like me, I've just had shoulder surgery. How do people manage that within the...
Well, the beauty of Qoya is that there's no way to do it wrong. There's no levels. And the way that you know you're doing it right is that it feels good to you. So I give directions, but they're an invitation only. So if I give a direction for you to move in a certain way and it doesn't work for your body today, just find the way to move that does. And that's the beauty of it, that anyone of any ability can do it. They can do it the way they need to.
So you feel better emotionally, mentally out of your head, and you feel some physical benefits as well.
Well, there's huge physical benefits because, as you'll see, there's a lot of movement. But also it just really, you let out a lot of, it can be quite cathartic, you let out a lot of emotion, and you just have fun. Like she does a great, great song list, so playlist. So yeah, it's just a good time. Makes me feel good.
If people can't get to your classes here in St Kilda, you've got classes in other places. Can you just let us know where you do classes?
I have Thornbury, I have Gisborne, I have St Kilda, and I have Sunbury, and that's weekly in-person classes, and then I'm fortnightly on Zoom on the weekend.
What would you say to someone sitting at home that might be a little bit down, or whatever, about coming out to try it?
It's about taking that step. Like, take that step. Like, I'm never disappointed that I've put the effort in, or that I've stepped over, overcome the limitation that I might be feeling in the moment when it's time to get in the car and leave the house. Or it's like, take the step, take the plunge, and you won't regret it.
Are you inspired now to put on some music and do some free dance? Yes, I dance often everywhere, at the traffic lights, on the beach, in the park, walking down the street. You know the saying, dance like no one is watching. Thanks for joining us today, and if you'd like more tips on keeping optimistic, details for Victor Perton are on our website, carolo'Halloran.com. You'll also find information there on Sunranges Qoya, so check them out. Please connect with us on Facebook, Over 50 So What, and YouTube, Over 50 So What. Replays are available through YouTube, CTV Plus, and the CTV Plus app. Keep moving, keep grooving, and share a smile with a stranger. I'm Carol, Over 50 So What. Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe, and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, Over 50. So what?